Walk into the streaming aisle of any electronics store today, and you'll notice something you've probably never seen before. Right next to the HDMI connector on the newest streaming sticks, a USB port. Not a hidden service port, not a tiny pinhole for updates. A real usable USB port designed for consumers. For the first time, streaming stick makers are giving customers a feature they've quietly asked for over years. And it's happening because the way Americans use their TVs is changing fast. Streaming sticks used to be simple. Plug it in, connect to Wi-Fi, start watching. They were designed for lightweight streaming, nothing more. But in 2026, streaming devices have evolved far beyond basic Netflix and YouTube. Today's consumers expect more storage, more flexibility, more accessories, and better offline capabilities. The humble USB port is suddenly becoming essential. So why are streaming sticks adding USB ports for the first time? The answer lies in 5 major shifts happening across the tech and entertainment landscape. The first shift is local storage demand. As apps get larger and streaming platforms add more features, from high-quality video buffers to downloadable content support, streaming sticks are running out of internal storage. Many popular devices still ship with only 8 or 16 gigabytes, much of which is taken up by system files. With a USB port, consumers can add external storage for downloaded apps, cached video, or even personal media libraries. For households with multiple users or heavy streaming habits, expandable storage is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. The second shift is the rise of offline and low-bandwidth streaming behavior. Not everyone has fast or unlimited internet. Many rural households, RV travelers, college students, older adults, and budget-conscious families rely on slower connections or capped data plans. To reduce buffering and avoid bandwidth throttling, streaming services are allowing partial downloads of shows or movies. USB ports give these users a place to store that offline content. It turns a streaming stick into a hybrid streamer plus media player, something consumers have been quietly wanting for years. A third driver is accessory compatibility. As streaming sticks have become entertainment hubs, people want to connect more than just remotes. They want game controllers, keyboards, webcams, storage drives, wireless dongles, and even smart home adapters. USB support unlocks that accessory ecosystem. Even though you didn't open any video apps, or you're using a smart speaker, and you suddenly wonder whether it's listening when you're not speaking the wake word. Or your phone displays a notification saying an app accessed your microphone in the background. For millions of Americans, these moments have become unsettlingly common. And that growing discomfort is driving an important tech trend. More US gadgets are now shipping with hardware privacy switches. Real, physical buttons that shut off mics, cameras, and sensors at the electrical level. This shift marks a major change in how companies approach user trust, product design, and digital safety. For years, privacy settings lived inside software, menus, toggles, permissions, and pop-up alerts. But consumers learned something frustrating. Software can be buggy. Settings can be buried. Apps can bypass permissions. Updates can reset preferences. And hackers can exploit software vulnerabilities. Americans wanted something more concrete, something they could physically control. A hardware privacy switch solves that problem instantly. When you flip it, the microphone truly shuts off. When you slide the camera shutter closed, the lens is literally blocked. When you disable location tracking with a switch on a device, you know it's disconnected at the circuit level, not just paused by software. One of the biggest drivers of this trend is consumer anxiety around passive listening. With smart speakers, video doorbells, baby monitors, webcams, and voice-enabled gadgets spread across US homes, people worry about who, or what, might be listening. Reports of devices recording accidental snippets, storing audio logs, or misinterpreting wake words have fueled widespread concern. Hardware switches provide the kind of reassurance software alone never could. Another major driver is increasing cybercrime. Remote camera hijacking, microphone activation hacks, and unauthorized data access have become more common. Even small vulnerabilities can give attackers access to a device's sensors. Hardware switches reduce the attack surface dramatically. A hacker can't turn on a microphone if the power to that microphone is physically cut. Companies are realizing that this extra layer of protection is becoming a selling point, especially as consumers learn more about digital threats. But this trend isn't only being driven by fear. A big part of the shift is coming from regulation and legal pressure. States like California, New York, and others have strengthened consumer privacy laws. Some require clearer permissions for recording audio. Others impose fines for collecting data without explicit consent. Tech companies are preemptively adding hardware switches to show compliance, increase transparency, and avoid lawsuits. There's also the issue of corporate accountability. It's a quiet but significant market, one that manufacturers are now actively targeting. Even household routines are influencing this change. Families often move streaming sticks between rooms, between TVs, or even between homes. A USB port allows a portable media pack, a single drive containing apps and content, to travel with the stick. It makes the streaming experience more personal, more flexible, and more user-controlled. Looking ahead, the USB ports appearing on 2026 streaming sticks are likely just the beginning. As consumer needs expand, we may see USB-C ports with faster transfer speeds, multi-USB configurations for accessories, support for external SSDs, USB-powered hubs for gaming setups, USB to Ethernet adapters for wired streaming, local AI processing modules for enhanced search and recommendations. Streaming sticks are evolving from simple plug-and-play devices into robust entertainment micro-hubs. They're becoming smarter, more modular, and more adaptable. And that's the bigger story here. Americans want more control over their entertainment. They want offline options. They want local storage. They want accessories. They want flexibility. The USB port solves all of that in one simple move. It's not just a new feature. It's a signal that the era of limited, internet-only streaming sticks is fading. The next generation of streaming devices will be more powerful, more customizable, and far more user-friendly. And it all starts with a tiny port that suddenly means a whole lot more.